This is Amud Yomi, Gemara and Berachos, Daf Nun Hey Amud Aleph, and we're holding in the bottom of Nun Dalid Amud Beis, 2 dots, 3 lines from the bottom. V'Amar Rav Yehuda teaches Rav Yehuda Shloisha Devarim. There are 3 entities Hamarich Bahen. If you prolong, you extend, then Ma'arichan Yamav V'Shneisa Shaladam. Your days, your years, you will have Arichos Yamim. What are the 3? Hamarich b'tfilasai, for one davens at length. Hamarich al shulchanai, one spends a lot of time at a table. Rashi says it doesn't just mean you eat a lot of food. It means that since you have a large suda, many aniyim could come and you could give a lot of tzedakah. V'hamarich b'beis hakiseh, one spends significant time in the bathroom. Rashi explains that it's good for your health. Ask the Gemara, Hamarich b'tfilasam al yusahi, really? Is it good to daven at length? Taught in the name of Rav Yechon. As we turn over to the top of if you lengthen your tefillas and your ma'ayin ba, you look into them, you contemplate it. What happens? It's going to bring you to heartache. Shenemar, as the pasuk says, praying for a long time makes the heart sick. So ask the Gemara, it sounds like it's not a good thing to daven for such prolonged times. Answers the Gemara of Amar Rav Yitzchak, and asks Rav Yitzchak further, 3 things bring up a haskara, remembrance of the averos of the person. Veluhain, kir natoi, a leaning wall, iyon tefillah, looking into one's tefillah, meiser din al chaver l'shamayim. And when one is meiser din on his friend, we just had this in Baba Kama, so is meiser din on his friend. So we see clearly that iyon tefillah, arichos in tefillah, seems not to be a good thing. Answers the Gemara, ha loy kasha, this is no stira. When do we say that it's not a good thing? Is the ma'ayin ba, when you look into it, you contemplate it, you assume Hashem is going to answer you. However, delay ma'ayin ba, when you don't have any expectations, you just daven, then it is a beautiful and could bring arichos yamim. Vechiyavid, what should one do? Instead of contemplating, thinking, and awaiting the answer, no. You daven and daven and daven, and then you increase your rachamim, you increase your reliance on Hashem's mercy, and you allow Him to take over. Continues the Gemara, what was the second entity, which was Hamarich al Shulchanai, someone that spends a lot of time on his table. The first medium-sized line asks the Gemara, why is this so good? As we explained, the Aniyim will come and he'll give to them. The Mizbech was 3 amos tall of wood. Uksiv says the pasuk further. He said, this is the Shulchan that is before Hashem. Pasuk Mizbech was saying b'Shulchan. What's going on here? Is it the Mizbech or the Shulchan? Why does the pasuk put the 2, one at the beginning, one at the end of the pasuk? Rav Yechon, Rav Elazar, Darmin Tervayo, Kozman Shabbeis Mikdash Kayom, Mizbeach Chaper Al Yisrael, Va'achshav. Now we don't have a Mizbeach Shulchanai Shal Adam Mechaper Alav, which again doesn't just mean Stam Shulchanai. It means the tzedakah that one gives, brings the Arichos Yamim, brings the kapara, the critical and important necessity of tzedakah. Continues the Gemara, what was the 3rd thing that we listed when I spend a long time in the bathroom? Says the Gemara, Malyusi, is that such a good thing? V'atanya, but we learned the opposite. As Sarah Devarim, there are 10 things. Brings one to hemorrhoids. One who eats reeds, grapevines, lulve gafanim, the shoots of grapevines, marige behema, the ridged portion, different parts of the animal, v'shidri shel dog, the backbone of the fish, v'dog maliach, a salted fish in a vushikal tzarka, which is not fully cooked. Yayin, one who drinks the shemarim, the sediment of the wine. Amakanech b'seid, one who wipes himself with lime, with bacharsis or with party. V'amakanech b'tzur, shemakanech b'chaver, one who wipes himself after using the bathroom with a rock that his friend has used. V'yeshayimim afatolatzis kisi yesumidai. So what's the final one? He spends too long in the bathroom. So why are you telling me it's a good thing? 10 lines into the medium-sized line, the first one line is midai. Answers the Gemara like Kasha Hadamarich of Itali. When you spend a long time and you suspend yourself squatting, that could be painful. That's bad for your health. Hadamarich v'loitali. If you have something to sit on, a wonderful toilet, then it is good for you. Says the Gemara, what's the raya? Ki ad amar le'ahu maternisa Rabbi Yehuda b'Rabalai. This certain maternisa noblewoman told Rabbi Yehuda b'Rabalai, Panecha, your face is shining. Is daimon the megadli chazim l'avli rivets. You look like one who just won a small fortune. Those who raise the pig breeders and those who lend with ribbis, those who make a big fortune. You're radiant. Why? Amar Lei responded Rabbi Yehuda, hey manusa. He makes like a shvu almost. Both of these things, we don't gamble. Those are usher. So why do I look so givaldik? There are 24 toilets between where I live and between the base medrash. When I go from one to other, I check myself in all of them. He would frequently check to make sure he would not need to use the bathroom, and that is the reason why his face was radiant. We see the incredible maila of using the bathroom extensively and appropriately. Continues the Gemara, once we're on the topic of Rav Yehuda, let's say the flip. We just said three ways that one gets arichos yamim. The three things that shorten the days and years of a man. If they call you up to the Sefer Torah and you don't read, they give you the kais to make a bracha and you do not. Someone who assumes authority, and Rashi says, or actually Rabbi Chananel, they quote that says this means someone acts in the mannerism of gaiva. Sources, these three dinim, Sefer Torah, Likros V'Nekayah, where do we see that could cause shortening of life? It's your life. So if you don't do it, it brings the opposite. Where do we see that from? If you bless, you'll get blessed. You don't bless, you will not. If someone deals in a manner of a rabbana, someone who is with too much gaiva, haughtiness, Amrav Chama bar Chaninim Ne'eman Meis Yosef Kodem Echad Nemnei Shening Atzmai Bira Bonus. Continues the Gemara. Amir V'Yidam Arav. Another list. Shloisha Tzricha Rachamim. Three entities need rachamim. We're smack in the middle of the medium-sized lines at the two dots. Three things that need mercy. Melech Tov, a good king. Shana Tov, a good year. Chaloim Tov, a good dream. Melech Tov, a good king. T'chsei pal gemayim leave melech biyad Hashem. The streams of water in the heart of the king, it is Hashem, hands of Hashem. Shana Tov, t'chsei tamadini Hashem aleikecha. The eyes of Hashem, your God, are always upon you. Ba mirishas Hashem v'achos Hashana. Chaloim Tov, t'chsei v'zach limeni v'achayeni. You make me dream and you give me life. Am Rav Yechanan continues Rav Yechanan. And the next two dots, 12 lines from the wide line. Three things Hashem does by himself. Elohein, Rav, a famine, Vesava, and plenty, Parnas Tov, a good leader. Hashem announces on his own. And the Gemara sources these three things. Rav, Dechsev, Kikar, Hashem, the Rav, Hashem is called a famine. Saiva, plenty, Dechsev, Krasal, Dagin, Rabbi Ismail, and there was a lot of dagon. Parnos Tov Dechsev, Vaydaber Shem L'Moshe Lema Rei, Korsi B'Shem Mitzalel, etc. Rav Yitzchak continues the Gemara, 7 lines from the wide lines. The first one in line is B'Tzalel. Rav Yitzchak, Ein Ma'amidim Parnos Al Tzibur, Elim Kain Nimlocha B'Tzibur. We don't appoint a leader unless the people want it. She'nemaru Kara B'Shem B'Shem Mitzalel, Amar Lekach Baruch Hu Moshe Moshe. Hagen Alecha B'Tzalel, is B'Tzalel agreeable to you that he should lead Klal Yisrael? Amar Lai, Moshe responded, Rabbeinu Shalom, Im Lefanecha Hagen, Lefanayla Kol Shkein. Moshe says, God, why are you asking me? If you think it's good, then of course it's good. Amar Lai, Hashem says to Moshe, Aval B'Kei Lech Emer Lehem, even still go ask the people in Klal Yisrael. Halach Ramdan the Yisrael. Hagen Alecha B'Tzalel, Amr Lai, they said him like Baruch Hu, Ulefanecha Hagen. If Hashem thinks it's a good idea, and you Moshe think it's a good idea, Lefanenu Kol Shekain, what are you asking us for? And this is where we see that we do not appoint a leader unless we consult with the people first. Continues the Gemara, Shor Nachmeni Amar Rav Yonasan. Betzalel, where did the word Betzalel come from once we brought him down? Al Shem Chachmasai Nikra, came the name Betzel Kel, from the name of his incredible Chachma. That what? Hashem said to Moshe, Hashem said to Moshe, tell Betzalel to make the Aron Mishkan and the Kalim. Halach Moshe ve'amar, what did Moshe say? He switched around the reverse order of Amar Lai. I say Aron v'Kalim Mishkan. Amar Lai, Betzalel said, Moshe Rabbeinu, you got it wrong. Minhagi shalaylam, what's the practice of the world? First you build the house, then you put the kelim inside of it. Moshe, you're telling me I see Arden v'kelim Mishkan, first make the kelim and then make the house the Mishkan? Kelim shani yaisei, where should I put the kelim that I make? Shema kachar l'kadosh baruch hu. Perhaps Hashem said to you, I say Mishkan Arden v'kelim. Amar Lai, Moshe said, Shema b'tzel keli yisaviyah. Data. How do you know? Were you not in the shade of God, concurring that Betzalel was indeed correct? Amar Rav Yehuda. Amar Rav, on the fourth, very wide line of Rav Yehuda knew had to put together the letters with which Shemayim v'Aretz, heaven and earth, were created. It says, Hashem filled him with a spirit of wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. And it says regarding the creation of the world, that was the incredible chachma of Betzalel. Hashem only gives wisdom to he who has wisdom. He gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to those with understanding. Heard what we just said. Ravua said, you learn it from over there. I have a different source. We see that the chachma is given to those who are chacham leave. Amar Rav Chisda, 10 lines from the bottoms, the 2 dots, says Rav Chisda, Kol Chaloim. Now we get involved in dreams, and of course we remind ourselves that we're just going to give the simple translation, as everything has much deeper meaning. Says Rav Chisda, Kol Chalam v'lo tavata. Any dream you should have, but not a dream of fasting. A dream that has not been interpreted. It's like a letter that has not been read. A positive dream is not fulfilled 100%, and a bad dream is not fully fulfilled. A negative dream is better than a positive dream. Continues, as a negative dream, the sadness is enough. If you have a bad dream and you wake up and you feel bad, that's enough to fulfill the bad dream. But on the flip side, a good dream, feeling good as well, it suffices for it. Says Rav Yosef, even myself, when I have a positive dream, all it has, when I feel happy, that's all there is, and that's mevatel the dream. A negative dream is worse than getting malchus. Hashem has acted, the man that fears him. This is a negative dream. The pasuk says the Navi with a dream tells a dream, but the one with my word speaks, says Hashem, my word of emes. How does the tevin compare to how does the chaff compare to the wheat? Asks Hashem. What's chaff and wheat next to a dream? Just like you can't have wheat without the chaff, there are 2 intrinsic parts of the same item. Every dream has some devarim batilim, has some idle matter, some shtuyot within it. Even if part of a dream is fulfilled, and all on we know where Yosef's parents and the Acharasar Kechavim were of course his brothers, that his father, mother, and all the brothers would bow down to him. And what do we see as we turn over to the Nehemiah and Beis, and with this we conclude, at that moment when Yosef had the dream, his mother was no longer alive. So we see that even though, of course, the dream of Yosef Atzadik came to fruition, but not each and every last detail, the part about his mother did not. We'll pick it up from here, B'siyata Dishmaya.